Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games. Welcome to the 1 hour 10 item challenge series. Be sure to post your 10 items in the comments below for a chance to be selected for the next video. Today's winner is Blaze Knight 0923. He has chosen thwomps, clouds, tracks, platforms, wings, Koopa Troopas, vines, POW blocks, mushroom platforms, the Cape Feather, and as usual I get ground pieces and checkpoints as well. My first idea was to have these POW block platforms that would fly at you. I thought it'd be cool to traverse the beginning of the stage like this. And then I kind of forgot about how things load in Mario Maker, where once you get past that first screen everything gets kind of scrambled, so I scrapped that idea. I knew I was going to be using platforms at some point, so I figured why not right at the beginning. I put a Koopa Troopa on there as an extra little thing to dodge. I also try to make it to where the jump you can make without using the platform. Then I thought it'd be kind of cool to go vertical up through this thwomp area, and you could use the POW block to get the thwomp out of the way. But then I noticed when the thwomp hits the clouds, it actually makes the clouds disappear, which I had forgotten about. I thought that was really cool, so I thought I'd do something with that idea. So I thought I would set up a situation where you had to get rid of something that's blocking you before the thwomp busted through the clouds and killed you. I decided to go with Koopa Troopas at first, then POW blocks. Then as time passed, I thought maybe those POW blocks flying at you could come back, and you could hit those when they flew by in order to knock out some of the Koopa Troopas and get through. And I actually really liked this a lot. I thought it was really cool. I wasn't 100% sure about the Koopa Troopas yet, but I left them for now. For the next part, I wanted a cloud platform that would take you to the next part of the level. I accidentally lined them up to all fall in the same spot, so I kept messing with the timing, and I just couldn't get it right. Everything kept getting scattered, so I decided I would just load the cloud platform at the very beginning of the level. I would just make the track long enough to where by the time you got over there, the cloud platform would be coming down to you. So once you get here, you hit the POW blocks, get through, and the cloud platforms were just going way too fast with those wings, so I went ahead and got rid of the wings. I messed with the timing more and more. I noticed that thwomps might work better here than the Koopa Troopas, so I put 2 thwomps down instead. But then I noticed the POW blocks didn't work with 2 thwomps too well, so I decided just to use 1 thwomp, pull up the ground a little bit, and this ended up being the best setup so far. And as you can see here, I finally got the cloud platform to work out the way I wanted. I figured this would take us to the next section. Then I came up with these little vine cloud platforms. I thought these were really cool because you could jump on top of them like a normal platform, but you could also jump up and grab a vine and pull yourself up through the platform. So that's exactly what I did here. I saw the highest point that I jumped, so that way Mario could reach the vine and climb up to the top of the platform. Then, since I love repetition, I thought I'd bring back this little thwomp section. I knew I'd be making some adjustments, but I liked the basic idea, so I just copied and pasted it. I also made some alternate routes where you could either go above or below. I wanted this to be set up so that you could speedrun the course, and I figured with multiple paths, it would give people many options. So I made a bunch of these little square platforms and decided to introduce the Cape portion. But before you could get a chance to fly, I wanted to come up with some sort of elevator that could take you down to some flat ground where you could get some momentum to start flying. So I put this platform here, but I kind of wanted to block it in so it felt more like an elevator. Then I flew up here just a little bit so I could get an idea where Mario would be if you flew. And then I made this little section up here with some Koopa Troopas. One of the reasons I really like this section is because there's no coins or 1-ups, and this allows me to knock out some Koopa Troopas and score some extra lives. I always like to make something where players can get more lives in case they run into this in the 100 Mario Challenge. I decided to bring over some more of these cloud platforms, once again for repetition. It really gives this level some style. I put in a flying Koopa Troopa as well, as a little extra obstacle, and I put him on a track to give him a different movement cycle than you're used to. He's not much of a threat, but he's there to trip people up that overthink. And if you traverse up this way, you can actually get up to the little Koopa Troopa section that I flew up to earlier and score those extra lives. I tweaked that wall up there to where you could fly over it, but it was still high enough to where you couldn't just jump over it. I also added some moving cloud platforms too in this section that are totally optional to jump on. I wanted to bring back another section with thwomps and clouds. And once again, I wanted there to be some sort of thing keeping me from getting through quickly, that way the thwomps became a threat. I initially tried POW blocks, but it just took them all out, which I was afraid of, so then I tried this little vine idea, and it worked alright. But I realized you could just run straight across it, which makes it a little bit too easy. So this is the final thing I came up with, a bunch of vines hanging down. That way you could either try to jump vine to vine, or you could just try to walk across very quickly. And it actually worked out great as the timing is very precise. If you slow down a little bit, you are going to get crushed by a thwomp. Here's the little ending section. I decided some flying Koopa Troopas would be cool to bounce to the end. But I also included more of these cloud platforms. That way players had options. They could either try to jump across the Koopa Troopas, or they could use these platforms to get to the end. I wanted to make it nice and high so that you'd have to climb up to get up there. And I brought back a couple more moving cloud platforms at the end too, as another option to get to the exit. Totally skippable once again. I thought the more little extra things I added, the more possible routes there were for a speed run, which I thought was really cool. I added a lot of these mushroom platforms to kind of look like they were suspending up all these different areas. Since I didn't have semi-solid platforms, I just had to be a little bit creative with what I had. So I mostly just used these mushroom platforms just for decoration. Then I also went back and added some flowers here and there just to make the level look a little bit nicer. Along with that, I did some more play testing and moving stuff around, and I actually came up with this 1 hour 10 item challenge 6. I really like this one a lot. It's definitely one of the better of the series. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Once again, be sure to post your 10 items below for a chance to be selected for the next video. Let's go ahead and check it out.